Welcome to KeepingItCom, an academic journal to public video production. Today, we're going to talk about end-of-life conversations. Talking about end-of-life decisions can be really tough. No one wants to think about making decisions related to dying. Ultimately, though, these conversations are about trust, love, respect, and family. Communication research done at the University of Kentucky and the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign considered the best way to have these conversations. We're going to talk about the importance of these conversations and what to keep in mind while having them. Elise is a senior in college, and her father Todd is in his mid-50s. This semester, Elise has been taking a course on health communication, where her professor mentioned the importance of having conversations with family members about healthcare at the end of life. Elise is headed home for the weekend and wants to bring up this topic with her father. Results from this study show that Elise would do well to keep a few things in mind. First, Elise can bring up the topic of end-of-life decisions by using a news story she watched in class about a 16-year-old who was in a car crash and had to be put on life support. It's easier to introduce the topic of end-of-life decisions by talking about someone else's experience before directly talking about your own. Second, Elise should talk with her dad about overall goals and values related to end-of-life care. She can ask him what kinds of things are important to him with questions like, is it more important for you to not be in pain or to be aware enough to talk to people? Don't worry about hammering out details about specific treatments. It is more helpful to know about your family's overall goals and values than about specific medical options. Third, it's a good idea for Elise to take some time to consider her relationship with her father. Family members can sometimes be reluctant to have these types of conversations. Either they don't want you to worry, or they don't want to talk about it themselves. End-of-life conversations can be distressing, but research shows that after having these conversations, people are usually filled with more hope. In fact, what leads to more distress is waiting until these decisions actually have to be made, instead of having the conversation when everyone is healthy and well. For this reason, Elise's decision to have the conversation with her father earlier rather than later is a good one. The biggest thing to remember is that you're doing this because you love your family. These conversations tend to go better when you are respectful of the role that you play. Elise should ask her father if he is open to the conversation before she begins to have it. He may not be open. And if this happens, Elise can share with him how important it is to her to talk about these things. Openness is hard to define and can mean different things to different people. However, openness really comes down to being receptive to the truth, even when it is painful. Hopefully, he will be receptive, if not right away, at least over time. As you can see, as Elise prepares to talk with her father, this study has helped her prioritize what is going to be important for a productive conversation. We understand that these conversations can be difficult, but if you keep in mind a few things, you can set yourself up for a satisfying and helpful conversation. Thank you to the contributors of this research, Dr. Allison Gordon and Dr. John Caughlin. KeepingItCom supports communication researchers in the goal of providing you with important public content. Tune back for forthcoming episodes. Thanks for keeping it calm.